So I kind of have a confession to make before we begin. I heard the song somewhere, I don't know where or how, If You're Happy and You Know It. And I have literally been singing that song in my head all day long and kind of walking around and either snapping my fingers or clapping my hands when you're supposed to clap during that song. So I probably look a little bit on the side of weird today, I would say, something like that. Yeah, guys, the title of this video is Rain in Thailand and 7 Years of Pattaya. And there's a reason I titled it that, because we're going to talk about both of those topics. More specifically, we're going to talk about what it's like to drive a motorbike in the rain in Thailand. Because I had to do that last weekend, and it appears as though I may have to do the same thing. Hey Jim, glad you are here, my friend. Very good to see you. And I see we have a few other people starting to join in. You know what I forgot to do before I started this? I forgot to put on chapstick. I don't know what it is about me and chapstick. Daniel, good morning. How are you, man? Hope you're well. I'm great. I hope you are too, man. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for the comment. Hey David, I'm just fantastic, man. I'm wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Hey Chuck, my man, how are you? Mitchell, happy Friday to you. Same to you, sir. Hope you guys are going to have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Ron, my man, is back. Finally made a live stream again. Awesome, dude. Ron has a channel. Ron Floyd, you see him there in the chat, has a channel. Guys, go check him out. He's got some good information over there. And he's gained a lot of subscribers in a very short period of time because he's got some really good content. And he also has some really good people promoting him too, because his content's so good. And he's just a genuinely good dude from what I can tell. So check out Ron. Richard, my main man, see you in a few hours, my friend. He says good morning from Pattaya. Evan, happy New Year, Jeremy. Happy New Year to you, sir. Mr. Ed, I'm waiting on a live stream from you today. I will be joining your live stream if possible, if I'm not in class, and saying hello to you, sir. But good morning. Hope everything's well. Ed now has a channel, guys. If you want to go listen to his live streams, be sure to check him out. John P. I was just watching a channel where all the guy does is feed his dog raw meat. Boof. That doesn't sound too entertaining. I don't know, maybe it is. You're welcome, Ron. Big Steve says, morning, just about to take the boat. Have a good weekend. Awesome, man. I hope you have a good weekend as well. David, Jeremy, I hope I wasn't too bold with my comment about 7 years of Thailand. No, sir. Not bold at, or not too bold at all. Plus, I know you. So, well, I mean, I don't know you personally, but I know you from here, and I know that you're not, trying to be malicious with your comments. So it's no problem at all. Ed says, I got nothing but trolls. Yeah, maybe we can get you a few good people in there, Ed. David says, where are the ladies? Not here, that's for sure. Big Steve says, boat out. Sorry, I hear you, man. I understand. Greg, good day to you, sir. How are you? Thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Glad to see all you guys here. So the reason I did the 7 years Pattaya thing, good morning, Alpha, from Soy Bacau. You're not far from Richard. The reason I put that in the title is because last night, my time, I released a video called 7 Years Living in Pattaya. And that video was with Steve-O. You guys know Steve-O from the 6 Years of Living in Pattaya video I did a long time ago. Steve Banfield comments, one day at a time. Absolutely, my friend. But Steve-O really broke it down in a very long interview over the weekend for me. Unfortunately, we had some audio issues. And the lapel mic didn't pick up, so what you heard was the onboard mic of the camera. I did my best to fix the audio as much as possible, but it just didn't work as well as I wanted it to. But you can still hear him. You can still hear his story. And if you have not heard Steve's story before, he really went into some detail this time. This interview was much longer than the first one, and I encourage you guys to check that video out. It's the last video posted before this one. It's called 7 Years Living in Pattaya, Thailand. He really, really, really did a great job. You want to see transparency and honesty, go see that video. It's pretty incredible. Roy says, hi, JC from New York. Enjoyed the 7 years vid. Good, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Daniel. Hey, Daniel. Richard says, Jeremy is the king of accessorizing. White watch, white eyeglasses, probably wearing white shoes too. No, my shoes are black. Whatever. Alpha says, sound was loud and clear, Jeremy. Good. I'm glad you found it that way. A few people didn't. Ray. Steve was, yeah, that happens. It definitely happens sometime. Jim says he poured his heart out and he did not just tell the good, he told it all. Exactly. He did a great job. Richard says there was a good Thai disagreement going on in the background. It was very interesting to listen to. I know, right? Second Chance Nomad, my first time live. My 2 cents, too much cheating going on between him and his ex said. Yep, we live and learn, and hopefully he will be one of those people that learns. I think he will. Steve's a good man, really is. UK says, just watched it, big thumbs up, thank you, sir. Ed, you're crazy. John says, Steve-O seems like a nice guy, but trying to have a relationship with it. Yeah, it can be, but like if you watch the end of the video, he elaborated more on, you know, it's not so much, it can be problematic, but there are many people that make it work, you know, as I have found out. And no, I'm not wearing pink underwear or tighty-whities, you guys, just to let you know. But he really did a good job of clarification on that, and I appreciated his honesty. You know, I personally know people that have had those relationships work out with no issues at all, and they've been doing just fine. Guys, if you enjoy the content, hit the like button for me. It always helps. I love seeing those numbers on my, I love seeing those likes on my screen. It makes me feel good, all warm and fuzzy. Ray says, my nephew married a bar girl and brought her back to the States, completely ruined his life. It can happen. It can definitely happen. You have to be cautious. So let's talk about driving in the rain. David says, how do they treat Americans? About the same way they treat Americans everywhere. I think Thailand has been very good to me. Thanks, Prep, for it. I'm glad you liked that video. Thailand's been great to me, specifically the local police that I've had in 3 cities. I've sat down and spoken with. They've all been very accommodating. The U.S. Embassy here is very nice, very easy to work with. The U.S. attorneys here, who have Bangkok attorneys working for them, are also just wonderful people. I can't say enough good stuff about them. And then the immigration, the Bureau of Immigration here has never given me a hard time. I have sat down with a Bureau of Immigration official, several actually, and watched YouTube videos that I've done on Thailand, and they have been a fan of the channel, a fan of my work. They spoke pretty good English also, which I'm sure helped understand the video, and you know, that they've just been great. So I personally can't complain. I love this country. I wish there was a way for me to get some type of long-term visa under 50. The only way to do that is with an elite visa, and the minimum elite visa I could get is 500,000 baht, which is roughly 15,300 US dollars. So that's not going to be happening anytime soon. Roy says Steve-O looked a lot healthier from 6 to 7. Yeah, he did look a lot healthier, didn't he? He's straightening his life out, you know, little bit by little bit. He's doing a great job, man. He really is. We talked about yesterday, change happens over time, not overnight. So, you know, he's getting there. Ray says they love Americans as long as they have money. I think it's that they love Americans so long as you don't come here and try to beg for money. That's my personal opinion. If you don't come here and panhandle, or come here and, you know, go on a e-begging campaign or whatever, or not just e-begging, just begging period, you know, out in the street begging for money or trying to hustle money illegally, I don't think they really have a problem too much. Let's see here. Ed says, in all my travels in Asia, they treat you the way you treat them. That's very, very true, Ed. Very true. And I would agree with that statement. Richard said there's a good docu-series on YouTube profiling Pattaya and the tourist police. They're the ones to go to. Yeah, I didn't mention that some of those police I was talking about was the tourist police, Richard. And man, you talk about accommodating and like willing to help. I mean, just great, absolutely great. Because what they'll do is they'll take your statement or your affidavit or whatever you have, whatever you need, or your report, and they'll write it in Thai so you can take it to the local Thai police. I mean, it works out so great, and the tourist police are a big help. They really are. People say they have no authority to do anything. Well, they do have a little bit of authority, and granted, it's not much. But what they can do is write all the information in Thai so you can take it to the local police departments here and actually get something done. I know that firsthand. So, let's see. Hey, there's Steve-O right there in the chat, guys. Fattening my life out more like. I hear you, man. How much retirement visa? I don't know, Ray. I don't even want to lie to you. Steve says he needs to hit the gym. We all need to hit the gym, brother. Daniel says elite visa is only $15K. Yeah, but there's no only in front of that $15K. For me, that's a lot of money, man. Chris, video today with Steve-O was good info, JC. Great. I'm glad you liked it, Chris. Steve-O is actually in the chat right now. Or he was, anyway. Daniel has question marks. I'm not sure. Richard says, Steve-O, I just finished a workout at Coco Fitness, a great place. Really, yeah, I'm talking about, Daniel, 15,000 US dollars, or 500,000 baht is the minimum for the bottom tier elite visa. And I don't have $15,000 to spend on a visa, not even close. D. Houston says, saw Steve, great video. Do ties really work 12, 16 hours a day? I can tell you that the answer to that question is yes. He can probably elaborate on it even more. Ron says, during my 7-week stay, I never had one single problem with the Thai national. Me either. I haven't had a problem with the Thai national. It's always an expat. Always expats. Steve says, thanks, Richard. I haven't had time to watch it all the way through. Well, you were there, so you know what happened. Chuck is waving at you, Steve. Carl, good morning. Carl and Marie from New York City. It's raining in Cebu at the moment. No motorbikes cutting you off. Miss you from Cebu. Thanks, Carl. I miss Cebu, too. I actually like Cebu a lot. Very, very good. One of my favorite cities in the world. And Steve is answering questions. I love it. Elite, what's up, my man? Daniel says, thanks. Yeah, no problem. Jim is thanking Steve. John, hi John. How you doing this morning, man? Or this evening, wherever you are. Glad you are here for sure. Motorbike driving in the rain. Oh, morning from Canada. Mr. Gary, how are you, sir? Still got the PCX. Yes, Gordon. And let's talk about that because it is supposed to be raining this afternoon on my trip into Pattaya, as it did last week. Hasn't rained all week, but it rained the day I go to Pattaya. And it did the same thing last week. So basically what I do is I have saddlebags that you put waterproof plastic on the side of them, and you close them off with the pull string. Then I put what I can under the seat, and then I take my big book bag and fill it up and bungee cord it to the back where the second person would sit, and then on top of the book bag, I place a poncho and strap it down with the bungee cords, and then I put a poncho over myself. So, yeah, it's kind of, yeah, Steve, there's a tropical storm pounding in the south. Exactly. It looks like it may stay just offshore, but I'm not sure. Anyway, my point is the rain hitting you is painful. It hurts. So if you don't have a real big poncho that covers your entire body and everything, your legs and your arms and all that stuff, then you're probably going to be in some pain. Ron says, luckily I never had a problem with an expat either. It was just a wonderful experience in every way. Well, you are lucky, Ron. You are definitely lucky. You want to play? Hello, Jeremy. Hello. How are you? Richard says, I rode a nice hybrid motorbike yesterday. Very smooth ride. I hear you get one of those free with your elite visa. I hear you. More comments for Steve. John says, Jeremy, I parked next to a new PCX the other day and it looks good. They do look good. I know a friend of mine has got a brand new PCX, and they're really, really nice. Mine's a couple years old, but it's still one of the newer models, I would say. Jim says, Montelli's en route to the Philippines. Yes, he is. I just spoke to him yesterday for about 30 minutes, and looking forward to doing a live stream with him. Steve says, no rain pants. Now, I got to get some, Steve. I got to get some real riding gear for sure. Chuck says, get you a street glide. I hear you, man. Daniel says, Chuck knows for sure. So let me take this opportunity real quick, guys, about 15 minutes into the stream, as I always do, to thank those of you who support this channel. And I don't just mean monetarily. Of course, if you are a super chatter, I just absolutely wonderfully appreciate it and can't thank you enough. But any of you who make a comment on a video, who watch a video, who take the time out to give me advice, take the time out to correct anything that I may say that is wrong, I just want to thank you all for your support very, very much, very much. For all those who hit the like button on this channel and enjoy the content, I thank you so much, and I just wanted to take a moment to say thanks to everybody. Let's see, let me catch back up. This is Max from South Florida. Hey, Max. GTL Mike. Hi, Jeremy. Been in Pattaya next month for my 60th birthday. Enjoy your videos in Pattaya. Check you later. Sounds cool, Mr. GTL Mike. Everything, Steve-O says, everything shops sell rain outfits for $200 to $300. That's very true. Kyle, hey Jeremy, watch some of the hotel videos you suggested. Awesome help. Your videos are great and keep up the good work. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Tower Ski says, hey, what's going on? In from Houston, Texas. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Remember your name from a comment, I think. Richard says, I like the hotel videos from that Richard dude. You would say that. Steve says, yesterday's video's chat was right on point. I assume you're talking about a live stream. Thank you, sir. Very much appreciate that. I was in the mood to just, I was really highly motivated yesterday, so I was in the mood to share something with you guys. Rob says, what's up, bro? I am in Pattaya right now at the base. I hear you, man. Have fun. Enjoy your stay. I'll be there tonight. Towerski says, I will be in Pattaya for the summer this year, my second go, hoping to have a good vacation out there. And yes, I made a comment today on one of your vids. Yes, sir. And appreciate the comments. I always appreciate the comments. In terms of commenting, as long as you keep them clean and that kind of thing, I always approve them, even if they're criticism or that kind of thing. That's fine, no problem at all. Richard says, how you like the base? I tried getting a condo there, no 2 beds avail. Okay, so the base must be a condo. I didn't know what that means. Hey, Jenny. Hi, my hubby and me been to Thailand 15 times now, but still learn from you. Well, thank you, Jenny. Keep in mind, guys, I'm not an expert on anything, and I will tell you the same thing I tell everybody. Use this channel as a guide. Always go to thaivisa.com. Always go to your local embassy. Always call immigration here in Thailand to verify all pieces of information that you get. Google it. Just use me as a guide. Don't ever take my word as a gospel for any reason, ever. Because I am subject to make a mistake, and I do not want you guys to, kind of hang your hats on my word. Please don't do that. But I am here to answer questions, and if I can answer your questions, I certainly will. And I try to provide you guys with the most up-to-date, relevant info as it comes to me. Now, John P says, what happened to Franz? Franz is still around. He's commenting on some videos. I think this is a little bit too early for him, I believe. He's working a lot right now, but I look forward to seeing him. Steve-O says, base is a great location with a nice infinity pool. Would love to some of their condos. Second chance nomad. So if you're under 50 but meet the financial qualifications for a retirement visa, you cannot get one. To the best of my knowledge, that is correct. Richard says, I'm in LK just around the corner from the base. Me busy. What's up, bro? It says, hey Jay, your teaching stint in Thailand is a contract job. When is your tenure finished? What are you going to follow it up with? More teaching. It looks like I'm probably going to be here if the Vietnam thing doesn't pan out. I already have a contract ready for another year, so I'll probably be here teaching another year if I don't go to Vietnam. Foreigner to be says, hi Jeremy, I agree, always check with Thai immigration. Absolutely, it's just a good idea, it's just a good idea, for sure. And it makes a lot of sense if you really think about it. Check with Thai immigration, make sure that there's that I didn't miss anything. I released this series called Thailand for Dummies, and you guys have to understand, when I say Thailand for Dummies, I've explained this before. This is not calling anybody, hey Luther, this is not calling anybody a dummy, and it's certainly not saying that I'm smarter than anyone else. It's simply a basics of my understanding of what happens in Thailand, right? And the procedures to go through to get certain things done, so you can follow them. Just like I've explained before, the old yellow and black books that used to be Microsoft for Dummies, Teaching for Dummies, Numbers for Dummies, whatever. It's just the same thing. It's a book. Instead of being a book of basics, it's just a video of basics. And I am apt to get stuff wrong. Like I said, don't take my word as the gospel. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I have no problem issuing a correction. I've heard that I was wrong about many things in that video, but nobody tells me what I'm wrong about. Soka, there's Paul. Hey, Paul, from New Orleans. Soka says, hey, hello, JC, good to see you. If you go there with an attitude like JC and Richard, you will be treated well. Go with the I am an American attitude, and you'll be treated with light. That's right, coconut water is life. Coconut water is definitely life, bro. Coconut water is life. For sure, coconut water is life. Excuse me, guys, my nose is itching real bad. Richard says, thanks to Jeremy's guidance, I secured a Thai tourist visa for this trip and sailed through immigration this time around. Kudos, Jeremy. Good, man. I was wondering how your immigration thing went through, and I'm really glad to hear that you didn't have any problems. That's awesome. Jeannie says, how's the weather, storm? I'm told. Yeah, according to the radar, it's going to say just a little bit south of, on the Gulf of Thailand, coming down from Bangkok, Pattaya, Sattahip, Rayong, all those areas down there, it's going to stay just south of that, according to the radar. So hopefully it will stay south of that long enough, at least long enough for me to get to Pattaya without having to get rained on. That's what I'm hoping for. Let's see here. What we got? D. Houston says, are there homeless in Thailand? There are, but it's far fewer than the Philippines. Far fewer than the Philippines. And if they are homeless, they must be in some kind of shelter or something, because you rarely see people sleeping on the streets. You will see people sleeping on the streets, but it's so much less frequent than it is in other places in Southeast Asia, such as the Philippines, where it's very, very common there, unfortunately. I hate to say that, but it's true. Let's see. Prep for it says, can I use Visa or MasterCard gift cards in Thailand and Pattaya? That's a good question. You should be able to. If it has a Visa or MasterCard on it, you should be able to for sure. But that's a question that I have no personal experience with, so I'm not going to tell you 100% one way or the other. Calvin says I-4. I don't know what that means. Steve-O, immigration rules change like the wind around here also. They do change, and also it's not so much, in my opinion, it's not so much that they do a lot of changing, like the rules actually change. It's just that they decide when to enforce certain parts of the rules and when to kind of be, a little more slack on them. And you just have to be prepared for the full enforcement of the rule, and then you don't have anything to worry about. And you also must keep up with any changes that are made too, because Steve-O does make a good point there. David says, Richard T going to be on my favorite street in 2 months. Can't wait. Ron Floyd says, hit that thumbs up button, everyone. Appreciate it, Ron. Yeah, I love seeing likes on my page. It makes me, like I said, it makes me feel good. Me busy. Oh, wow, cool. Really digging the expat thing, huh? I'm looking more into the Puerto Rico thing with the ability to travel to Thailand frequently. That is not a bad idea, and just so you know, I haven't heard back. And at this point, I don't expect to hear back from my friend, man. I'm so sorry, but I sent 3 messages total, and I'm not going to aggravate her anymore because obviously she doesn't want to respond. So I'm very sorry about that. Roy says, did you ever see that Sean who traveled around with Cheap Charlie? No, sir. I did not. Danny Sullivan says, I've binge watched all your videos in 2 days, Jeremy, and looking forward to many more. And thanks for the positive advice. If I get a chance to visit Thailand, the first round of coconut water is on me, bud. Sounds good, Danny. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Calvin says, oops, sorry, did you do an in-class or online TEFL? It was online. I have a BSN in nursing, but not enough Thai learn to nurse there. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Jenny says, keep safe then. You're really doing great blogs. Thank you, Jenny. Appreciate it very much. Ryan says, looks like the eye is going to pass just barely north of Phuket. That's good. That probably means it's going to stay south of Pattaya, and that makes me feel good. Richard's talking about Cheap Charlie showing his face. Tower Ski says, I've used a Visa in Thailand before. Just be sure to use an ATM card or an ATM next to a branch in case it holds your card. I wouldn't rely on a card though, other than taking out money exchange to cash. Ron says the gift cards probably have to state international using on the back of the card in small print. That's a very good point, Ron. Very good point. Steve-O says different rules for different offices and officers, etc. Yeah. Yep, I agree. And you would have the experience, not me. I'm not pretending to have the experience on all that. That's just been my personal experience since I've been here. Soka says, we don't want you to melt in the rain or get sick. Look for your vlogs. I hear you, man. Jenny says there's lots of Aussies following you now. Well, that's good. I love Australia. I fully intend to visit there one day. Foreigner to be says, in my opinion, I find the rules don't change, but sometimes the interpretation does. Also very true. Also true. Waza says, do you think a $5 entry and exit fee tax to Thailand would be good for the country's poverty areas problem? Sure. Why not? $5 is reasonable, very reasonable. Unreasonably cool in Patsy right now. I know, right? David, you are the man, David, with a $20 contribution. These things add up and they go a long, 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 long way to help with travel and equipment for this channel. That's why I'm able to do some of the things I'm able to do for you guys. And David, really, man, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it so much. Thank you, man. I really, really, genuinely appreciate that. Fong says, is Pattaya still crowded with tourists today? I heard from Adam Judd it should clear up after 2 weeks. January airfare should be lower. That would be a better question for Steve or Richard. They could probably tell you more than I could. Ron says it's very hard to find international gift cards, at least in small towns in Oklahoma. I hear you, Ron. Roy is counting down the... Oh, you're counting down from the 15,000. I got you, man. That's funny. Richard says Pattaya clears out about 2 days after New Year's. Nobody here now. Me Busy says, no worries, Jay. I got this. You will have a place in PR to hang your hat for the effort. Thank you, man. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, that was a funny comment by Roy. I kind of enjoyed that. I'm not going to lie. Danny's laughing at him. But, yeah. So we have... we're praying that it doesn't rain. That's one thing that we're definitely doing this weekend. David says, I invite all USA subscribers to contribute to this channel. $20 is nothing to us in the U.S. It goes a long way in Thailand. Well, you know, people's hard-earned money are people's hard-earned money, and I don't ever expect anything from you guys in terms of monetary donations. I give you options, but there's never an expectation, and I really appreciate you saying that, David. But again, from me, there are no expectations. That's David's opinion, and I appreciate you sharing your opinion, but no expectations from me, guys. You guys participate, do a wonderful job. The monetary stuff just really helps out with the travel, and with the travel that I have coming up, it's really going to help out because I got some special stuff planned. I just don't want to tip my hat to it yet. Joseph says, greetings from Cambridge, Ontario, Canada. Thank you so much for your videos. It's been a huge help in planning my vacation. You are very welcome, Joseph, and comments like yours keep me going, bro. David says, Jeremy, here in Sweden, it is 3:25. Time for bed. Thanks for the stream. Absolutely, David. You're more than welcome, and get a good night's rest. Richard says, if it rains tonight, I'll fly you into Pattaya from your undisclosed location via helicopter. Rockman also agreed to boat you up. That's funny. Ron says, I prefer to use Patreon. YouTube takes such a big cut. They do take a big cut, which is why I have PayPal. I have PayPal because they take a lot less of a cut. I do not have a Patreon. The reason I do not have a Patreon is because I believe that to have a Patreon, you need to be able to offer something to your subscribers that goes above and beyond what you give them on the regular channel. Like, for example, giving a shout out to someone for $5 a month, that's not reasonable in my book. For $10 a month, letting people pick video topics, no. If you want video topics picked, that's what I have a PayPal for, and you get your own exclusive content, and you either tell me I can or cannot air it on the channel. Some people charge $40 a month for a consultation on travel via Patreon, but they don't tell you if you just get one consultation or if you get 20 consultations or how long the consultation is going to last. They just tell you you're going to get a Skype or Facebook Messenger call, and they're going to charge you $40, $50, $60 a month for a consultation. Now, a consultation may be something that I do in the future, but it would only be done through either PayPal or Patreon. That would be something that I would consider legitimate for Patreon, but not me. I don't have a Patreon because there's simply nothing of excellent value I can offer you guys, and I'm not going to charge you money just to watch my content. It ain't gonna happen. Ryan says, not really, Jeremy. It also just gives us a better way to help out. Well, that is true. That is true. It does offer people a way to, steadily help out. But this is my personal take on it, Ron. We just have two different personal takes on Patreon. That's all. And I respect where you're coming from 100%. You're right. It does give us substantial amount of income on a regular basis. But from my personal take, if I'm gonna if you're gonna sign up to give me money monthly, I'm gonna have to give you something extra. And at this point, I just don't know what that extra is. You understand? So that's why I don't do Patreon personally for me. Gary Doucette has just given a $20 contribution. Gary, thank you so much, man. I've been seeing you active in the live stream, and also I've also seen you active in the comments section. And I just want to say really thank you, man, for your participation. And that $20, these two $20 contributions that I've gotten, you guys have no idea how far that money goes. Because let me tell you a little something about YouTube. Ad rates plummet after the first of the year, right? So I have to make up for the number of views with the ad rates. And without getting too technical for you, I'll just tell you that the ad rate dropped on December 31st. It dropped from $7.5 per 1,000 views to a little over $4. So it dropped $3, per ad, and that makes a big difference in the overall pay. So this contributions that Gary and David have given really help make up for the loss of that, and I just want to tell you guys, I genuinely appreciate it. Ray says, what are the downsides to living in Thailand for an American? Not much. Just the visa situations get a little tricky, and you just have to be on your best behavior at all times. That's pretty much all I can think of. Me Busy says, oh, hey, so Rockman would be interested in cabbing me to school. That would be amazing. Hey, he might. You never know. Roy's still counting down for me. Thanks, man. Fong Mike says, hi, thanks, Richard. Love hanging out with you, by the way. The young girls went with you in the videos are your girlfriends. They make you feel young. Girls in the vids are my friends for about 4 years, but not in any relationship with them. And by the way, those girls were not that young either. I know they look young, but they're not. Got to go Safe Ride, Jay. Okay, Daniel, thank you, man. Appreciate you stopping by, bro. Gary says, Jeremy, love the channel, love the live chat. Thank you, Gary. I really appreciate it, man. I really genuinely appreciate it. Soka says that fee is nothing. Where I come from, they charge $50 U.S. entry and exit fee. I'm scared to go home. I hear you, man. Kyle says, I fly back to Vietnam June 21st. Last time I went to Ha Long Bay, Da Nang. I'd love to go to Da Nang on the beach. And many other stops. A lot of breathtaking views this time. This time also going to northern Thailand. I hear you, man. Good for you. Ron, I just got that notification from PayPal. Brother, I thank you. I love you for it. I really do. I mean that. I can't say thank you enough. I really can't. Same thing, same speech I just gave to the guys that contributed Super Chat. I want to tell you the same thing, man. It's been a pleasure having you on the channel and be a part of this community. You really help out, man, a lot. And I appreciate you very much. Fong says, does any boat take you out for fishing? That's a good question. Richard or Steve, you got an answer to that? Joe, hey Joe, I'm 8, hope you're well. Have you considered taking the PCX all the way to Bangkok? Yes, but I don't want to drive it in Bangkok. I hope you understand that because, I don't want to. Hey D, what's up, man? Good to meet you in Pattaya. Boarding flight now. Miss Thailand already. Cheers. I hear you, man. You'll be back soon. And listen, I'm still going to get up with you regarding the stuff that we talked about. So it's very good to see you. And let me know when that strike comes off your channel. And I'll give you a few shout outs, man. Richard says Milan opens at 10 a.m. That's correct. Milan opens at 10 a.m. Me Busy says, oh God, I need a massage. Don't we all? I mean, massages are life, man. Joe says, yeah, good point. I never drive in Bangkok. I value my life too much. That's my thing too, man. There is my man, Tim. Hadn't seen you in a while, brother. How are you? I hope you're all doing just wonderful, man. Hope you and your family are doing well too. Like all third world, Tim says, like all third world countries, there are few to no fishing laws, which means there are no fish close to shore. That's probably true. D says, sounds good. I will drop you an email. Just hit me up via whatever it was we connected with, WhatsApp or whatever, D. And we'll definitely talk about all that stuff. Ron says, I need a massage badly too. Ron, go get you one, man. I'm telling you, you guys think I'm crazy, but I spend money on real professional massages in Pattaya when I go every weekend. And I promise you, I assure you, it helps me physically throughout the week. I have some back problems from a motorcycle accident when I was very young anyway. So it helps. It really does. Michael says, is Thailand going to have a storm? Yes, but hopefully it's going to miss the part I'm in. Steve-O says, boats for fishing usually need to be booked via a tour shop, bar or hotel, or at least I would recommend booking through these locations. Don't just hire one on the beach. That's probably a really good idea. Fong says, too bad I switched to fishing inland at the bar. I hear you, man. Joseph, good morning. Good morning, Joseph. So jealous. Sitting here outside Chicago, it's like 25 degrees. I know, man. It's a beautiful day here in Thailand. It's comfortable. It's like Richard says, it's like 75 degrees. It feels great. Ron says the ones here in the States don't compare. The deep Thai massagers are way better. I agree, Ron. I agree with you 100%, brother. Ray says, where at, Joseph? Paul says, hey, I am here on live chat for once. Stay dry if it storms. By the way, there boxing matches to go to. Yes, but I don't think they're... You can find real Muay Thai boxing matches, but to the best of my knowledge, most of them are just shows. They're not like actual boxing matches. That's just my knowledge. Richard and Steve may be able to help you out on that one. Ray says, I grew up on the south side. Oh, okay, so you understand. Me Busy, massages are crucial to several bodily functions. I agree, Me Busy. Calvin says, can you recommend a good condo off Soy 24 Bangkok for a month stay? I don't know. There's a hotel in Bangkok called 63 Bed Boutique and Breakfast, I think. And it is located right across the street from Ekamaya BTS station. I'm not sure if that's a place you would want to stay for a month, but it is really, really a good deal. And they have all the necessities that you need. Joseph says we have a truck terminal down here. Oh, cool. Tim G, bar matches are shows. They are real ones, and they are badass. So they are not shows is what you're saying. Okay, cool. There you go. Tim has given you the information. Steve-O says they are real and tourist boxing in Pattaya. I see. David says, Richard, I tried to book a room at iRovers for June, and they were all filled up. iRovers usually stays filled up, man. That's a very, very popular location. Marcus says, hey, Jeremy, would a week stay at a hotel be enough to get a tourist visa from the Thai embassy in New York? Yes, but I don't know why you would want to get a tourist visa when you could just come in and get the visa exemption stamp. There's really no point in paying for the extra money to get the Thai visa at the embassy and all that stuff if you're only going to be here a week. You just come in and they give you a stamp in your passport that gives you 30 days stay of lawful status here in the kingdom. It's called a visa exemption. You can look at my video that I did, Thailand for Dummies, tourist visas is what it's called. You can check it out, and that may help answer some of your questions. Oh Lord, Roy. Yeah, they do have LB boxing matches, and I've seen a few of them. Steve-O says, if you want real Muay Thai, check out Mek Muay Thai on Succumbent just south of Pattaya, Klang. There you go. Joseph said, maybe I should go to Thailand and drive a truck. I wonder if they would let me. I don't think you can do that, Joseph. I think that's on the forbidden list for foreigners to work. To the best of my knowledge, it is anyway. Fonk says, if they're U.S. banks like Citibank, Wells Fargo Bank, or America and Pattaya, not to my knowledge. There's definitely not Wells Fargo because that's who I bank with. Kyle says, these live chats are great, Jeremy. I learned a lot on here. Good info. Thank you, Kyle. Yeah, because there's so many other people on here that have so much more experience than me, and they're able to help so much. Michael says, hope you stay safe if it do head your way. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it very much. Ron says, 72-year-old legs. Yeah, man, you definitely better get a massage. I'm just kidding, Ron. But go get you a massage, man. Yeah, sorry, Joseph. You can go to ThaiVisa.com, and they'll tell you whether or not that is a forbidden job. Marcus says, I actually plan on staying 2 to 3 months. Just wanted to look at a long-term condo when I get to Pattaya. So, yeah, same applies. Come to Pattaya or come to Bangkok and get your visa exemption stamp, and then spend a couple weeks looking for long-term condos. And if you don't find it in a couple weeks because you're an American, like other countries, you can get a 30-day extension on that visa exemption. Just make sure you have an onward ticket within the first 30 days, and you'll be fine. No problem. Ray says, I've heard if you use a Charles Schwab ATM card, they will refund transaction fees in Thailand. Yes, that's true. Hey, James, my pilot band. How are you, man? Hey, big buddy, Jeremy and Richard. I'm in Brazil. Just stopped in to say hi. Got to go to bed. It's 12:33 in the morning here, flying back to Miami tomorrow. Hope all is well. All is well for us, James, and I hope all is well for you, my friend. Very good to see you. Yeah, definitely thank James for stopping in, because we love to hear from James. Ron says, leg massages are my favorite. I almost feel normal after a good one. Like I got white at Simon. Maybe that's why, I hope Steve Montelli's watching this at some point, because maybe that's why he kept doing making the sounds while he was getting the leg massages, because he's so old. Marcus says, thanks for the info, Jeremy. Do you have a Discord? I do not have a Discord, but I do have Facebook Instant Messenger, and you're welcome to message me on there, Marcus, anytime that you feel like it. Guys, for those of you who have contributed today, did I miss a super chat somewhere? I'm not sure. I hope I didn't, but for those of you who have contributed today, I would like to say thank you so very much for your monetary contributions. And for those of you who have commented, thank you so very much for contributing to the channel and for helping me help people. It's amazing. I love this community. The point of these live chats are to build community. The point of the videos are to provide you with content. That's how I work my channel. That's how it's going to be. And I think you guys are really starting to see the value in that, because I certainly am, for sure. Jim says Montelli is in flight right now, I think. Yeah, he probably is. I think you're right. Yeah, because yesterday he was at LAX when I talked to him. So, yeah, I think you're right. Michael says it's 2:39 at night. Not been to sleep yet. You better go to sleep, man. Ron says it does hurt but feels good at the same time. I understand, Ron. Pound that like button, fella. Says me busy. Yes, I would very much appreciate all the likes you could possibly give me. And we're going to just end it there, guys. I want to say thanks to Richard for moderating, and thank you so much for everything you do for the channel, Richard, and all you guys. Gary says, you're welcome, Jeremy. Great info. I wish I had this before I went to Indonesia. I had to learn the hard way. The hard way is sometimes very painful, but I do want to thank you, Gary, so much for your contribution, buddy. I really, really appreciate that. Your PayPal link isn't a hot link, Jeremy, but copy paste does work. I know, and I don't know why it's not a link. It's the exact thing that they give me to put on a YouTube page. I don't know why it doesn't work, Ryan, but if you copy and paste, it works. You're right. And thank you again. Seriously, thank you for that. Andy says, hi, Jeremy. I didn't notice you were streaming. It's okay, man. You can catch the replay. No biggie. Calvin says, peace and love. Awesome work, Fong. Happy New Year's, everyone. Later, fellas. Everybody later. You guys are awesome, and I will see you from Pattaya this weekend, and I'm sure Richard will be with me at some point. So later, guys. Take care. Much love and respect to everybody, and thank you guys for having an awesome live stream. I really appreciate it.